guys, Steve here from Bloom Audio. We spend a lot of time on this channel talking about flagship multi-kilobuck endgame headphones, $3,000 digital audio players and all of that. And I want to switch gears today and talk about a brand we recently started carrying at Bloom that's offering some great stuff that I think is really defying expectations at lower prices. And that's Ranko Acoustics. So Ranko Acoustics is far from a new player on the audio scene at large. They've been around for close to 30 years, since 1992. And where previously they built, cables, hardware, some commercial and home audio stuff, lately they've been transitioning to offering some portable audio as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about their line of portable audio products and take a closer look at each one. Ranko currently offers two IEMs. They're both at lower price points. So at $140, you get the RIE 880. And then at $314, you get the RIE 1000. Now, these are both tuned with a more fun, engaging sort of sound. Not really neutral reference type IEMs here. So the 880 is a single dynamic driver and is very much of a V-shaped tuning, strong bass, lots of punch and thump down there. Definitely a cut in the mids, and then that boost in the highs for some air and some definition there as well. And the 880 package, is pretty standard stuff. Comes with a plastic case. The cable has a little bit more of an industrial look, not as sort of luxurious or refined as some of the other cables you might see. The 1000, has a single dynamic and a single balanced armature driver. So it's a 2-driver hybrid setup. That one provides stronger detail. It's a more neutral sound, though still, somewhat of a V, somewhat accentuated bass, and a little bit of and extra in the treble as well. The mids aren't totally neutral there, but it's a sort of a flatter curve than with the 880, more natural sounding. And now the package from this is really solid with a 2 different DAC options essentially, and a very nice cable and all of that that go along with it, and one of these cases, which is pretty nice cases. So while you're certainly not going to mistake either of these for $1,000 IEMs, even though I will say some of the detail, like on the hand-painted RIE 880, is quite nice. I think they're highly competitive at the price point, at the sort of $150 to $300 range. So as an example, Campfire earlier this year released the Honeydew and Satsuma. The Honeydew's $250 and the Satsuma was $200. And so kind of looking at all 4 of these together, Satsuma is definitely the most neutral, but I feel that the RIE 1000 is the most balanced, versatile tuning of those 4. So it has that highly engaging sound, and not as neutral as Satsuma, but it doesn't delve into exaggeration quite like the 880 with its more exaggerated V, or with the Honeydew with its very exaggerated bass. And you're getting, solid soundstage and imaging at the price point here as well. Don't expect, holographic 3D feel, but it does a really solid job here with that. So with 880's more V-shaped sound, while it's closer in price to Satsuma, I think it's closer in audience to Honeydew, where they're both definitely fun, not referenced sounds, where Satsuma has more of that mid-focused, a little bit of bass roll-off. That works really well for some things, and I really enjoy the Satsuma, especially for acoustic and vocal jazz and things like that. 880's got more of that pop, rock, alternative type tuning that's going to do really well with a lot of modern music. And so when you compare that to Honeydew, you know, Honeydew I think has a more natural timbre overall than 880, but 880 has a stronger treble, which gives it a more balanced sound overall, where it's not just bass all over the place. It has a little bit of air, a little bit more definition than Honeydew does. So that makes it, again, at the price point, at the $140 price point, I think, this compares really well. I think the RIE 1000 does as well at the 314. And yeah, they're just a, really solid start to an IEM lineup here for Ranko. Cables are definitely at the core of Ranko Acoustics' identity as a brand, and their IEM cables demonstrate, that same craftsmanship, that attention to detail they've learned over, 30 years of doing commercial and home audio cables. Their current line is the RHA 2000 line, and they've got options in, all the usual suspects: copper, silver, gold-plated silver. I guess that's not a usual suspect, but the sort of the primary materials, nothing too exotic in there like the palladium or anything like that. So all of the conductors in this line use a 6N copper or silver for the main conductor. If you're not familiar with that whole system, it's basically the number of decimal points you go with the percentage. So 99.99 is 4N. 99.9999 is 6N, and so on down the line. So basically what you're talking about is, a very high level of purity, almost, but very challenging to measure that level of purity essentially in a material. And that's what they're using in all of these cables. So this series, the cables go from $235 for like a 4-wire copper all the way up to $802 for an 8-wire gold-plated silver cable. And that's actually really competitive pricing, especially on the gold-plated silver cables, where if you look at some different comparisons, those cables can get very expensive, up into thousands of dollars. So I think for what they're doing with the materials and the builds, Ranko's offerings here are definitely very much competitive for the prices that they're targeting with their cables. One of the big things Ranko's doing that really ties in, I think, with the IEMs are their portable DACs. So they basically offer 3 styles, maybe 2.5 styles, depending on how you look at it, of portable DACs right now. They have their RHJ series, which are simple USB-C lightning phone headphone adapters. Then they have a product called the REA Mini, which is a larger dongle style DAC that can work with a wider range of products than the RHJ series. And then they have the RAC 6000 series, which is a cable with a integrated DAC. So it's an IEM cable with a DAC, plugs directly into a portable device. So the RHJ series is basically an upgraded version of the headphone adapter that might have come with your phone, or that you could get as an add-on for newer phones that only have a USB-C or a Lightning. So they have it in 3.5 and 2.5 millimeter connectors for your phone, with either an iPhone version or a USB-C version for each. So pretty simple, not a lot there. Their REA Mini is more advanced. It has support for high-res formats, DSD. It's an MQA renderer, and so it comes out of the box as USB-C, but It includes a variety of adapters. So it has a lightning adapter. It has a USB-A adapter if you want to use it with a Mac or PC. So that one has a little bit more options, a little bit more robust than just the simple headphone adapter essentially. And finally, that RAC 6000 series, basically you're combining a high quality cable with the REA Mini DAC tech. So it's available in copper, silver plated copper, silver, or gold plated silver versions. So with these, how it works essentially is from your IEMs to here, this piece right here is the DAC. You've got your cable material, and then this is a digital cable going the rest of the way to your device. So it's nice because if you've got a USB-C source, if you've got like a newer Android phone or something like that, it's just plugs right in, connect your IEMs. There's no other cables, adapters, dongles, or anything else to worry about. And the lightning adapter that comes with all their products is probably the most consistently functional USB-C to lightning adapter that I've personally used. And it's almost worth the price just to have that lightning adapter that, really kills it, I think. While Ranko Acoustics may be somewhat new to the personal audio scene, their years of experience in the larger audio industry have given them a great foundation for creating some excellent products here. Their competitive pricing combined with the solid build quality and great performance definitely make them a brand to watch out for. Thanks for watching. You can check out Ranko Acoustics and a lot of other great brands at bloomaudio.com. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll be back soon with more hi-fi personal audio content.